So today on Project Shop, we are going to load up all the steel that we can into the dump trailer. We got Dakota over here. Wow. And he's just offloading the last little bits of stuff that I brought from my shop. Finally, we'll be able to put this thing back to work. But before we do that, I need to fix this, put the studs back on, put the hub on, slap a little bit of fresh grease in there. And what I noticed, these are cool axles. If I can find my grease gun, there's actually a Zerx fitting right there. So we can pop the little cap and I can actually grease all these without actually pulling it out. Now you gotta be careful. You don't want to over grease these things to where you're pumping grease out the back and it fills up the brakes, which I mean, there's still a little on them. Probably have to replace them soon. I mean, when I get settled in a little bit and I can actually spend some time on this trailer, I need to get on top of this thing before like the rust takes a hold. I mean, it's not bad at all, right? It's just a lot of surface rust, a little bit of flaking here and there. Nothing a needle scaler and a quick little sander can't take care of, but we want to address the problem now before it turns into something. You know, I want to keep this thing long term. Oh man, I was at the trailer place. They had some nice big Tex trailers, man. They're definitely a gooseneck 22,000 pound gooseneck with the dual axle dualies, and the mega ramp is on the wish list. We'll have one day. We gotta work up to that. But if I start getting more scrap, heavier scrap, you know, I'm going to want to head out. And when I'm out, pick up as much as I can. And these little trailers I've been running, they ain't going to cut it. And I mean, this trailer will haul more than my other two trailers. The other trailers might be just dedicated to that generator. I don't know. The problem with this is I can't side load. There's no side loading involved on this one. So anyway, something to think about. For now, we're gonna go over here. While he's getting that ready, I need to knock these new studs in. I found the great trailer place local around here, 20 minutes down the road. Got me a good deal, and I'm such an idiot. I'm like, oh, let me get 8 studs, thinking I'm getting extra. When I said 8, I meant to say 16. Because I wanted extras for all the other hubs. Because I know if I get a flat tire on the side of the road and I got to pull them hubs off or pull the tire off, I might not be able to get it back on if the same thing happens. I took this tire off one time and I couldn't get it back on because all the studs just stripped out, which was crazy. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and get a bunch more studs and just have them in the box. That way, if I get a flat, I'm not going to have any problems, because that's going to be problematic on the side of the road. You know, I usually have my flat tire situation down to a science. I got a jack ready to go in the back of the truck. I got my big lug buster and a big breaker bar. Usually my lug buster I got that big DeWalt. 5 minutes, man, from the time I stop on the side of the road, jack it up, take tire off, put a new tire on, pack my stuff up, get back on the road. You know, you don't want to be sitting around on the side of the road down here in South Florida with these crazies. They'll sideswipe you or hit you or not pay attention, whatever. Anyway, I got one more I need to knock out, which we're going to do right now, and then we'll knock all these studs in. And let me go find a punch and I'm gonna turn some lights on. Okay, I went and got me some safety glasses. You know, we're all about safety over here. Got me a little drive pin I found. Got me a chisel set I got from John Daly, and I got this hammer that Bill, the guy that gifted me the pump, gave me when I was there. So we're going to use all the good stuff. Now I might find a couple blocks to prop this up on when I flip it over, but let's just see. About to say, I was like, I don't ever remember using these that much, but yeah, I have used these in the past because they are scraped up kind of. Oh. There we go. Okay, now. Now, I would assume that that's easy enough. I gotta find some grease. These bearings look really nice. Even that outside seal, even though it's got a bunch of crud, I don't want to disturb that too much. Even though I am going to be beating on this, I probably should put, just to keep any crud from getting down in there. Okay. Oh man, we're going to be styling with all these new studs. Woo! Okay, I guess it's going to let you know when it bottoms out. Sweet. So they do sell like a 14 ply tire combo and rim for like 350 bucks, I think, which I might entertain. So I'd like to get a proper spare for this. Well, I got to get a new spare. Put this thing to work, man. I'm supposed to go, I've been so busy just trying to take care of some things over here. I haven't had a chance to go get my buddy's Kubota. Probably won't be until next week, but I'm going to see if I can't get it for an entire week. That way I can just work it out here. We can do the concrete all, you know. I got to finish out a couple things picking up scrap wise this week. And then if I can pick it up next weekend and just spend the whole week doing basically everything I need to do with the Kubota. So, alright, that was pretty easy. Restudding this. So that if I had to do this on the side of the road and I had good studs, it wouldn't be a thing. So we're going to get this hooked up onto the trailer and get the trailer hooked onto my truck. And then we got Dakota over here. We're going to try to get rid of that whole pile over there by the lake so I get my beautiful lake view back. Or, I mean, it's a pond, so get my pond view back. Okay, now we'll take a little dinner break. We gotta feed the animals. Look at them all coming. Dinner! So what we've been doing is Rusty, we've been putting out. All right, I know, buddy. Hey, Murmur. Come on, let's go. Come on. This one just tries to headbutt me. Come on, let's go. Let's go, Murmur. Hey, buddy. Hey, Rusty.
Do you want to put Rusty on the other side? Put him, I'll feed him over the thing.
Wow, he's like wet on his back. You think it rained? Has that other horse been like drooling on him? Look at all these guys. They're coming, they know. We've been having some white birds out there. Come on, Murmur, let's go, buddy. So I'm gonna have to get out here and start. Come on, Murmur, let's go. Come on. Come on, Murmur, let's go, buddy. Come on, Murmur.
Murmur, she's not interested.
Let's go, dude. Come on, you guys get over there. Go. This one's a sweetheart. She don't care. She lets me pet her. I come out here with apples and she headbutts me. Huh? All these other ones are kind of still skittish. They're coming around, but I used to never be able to get this close to them. Hey, come on, Murmur. Let's go, dude. These two are troublemakers. Yeah, you, dude. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you, big boy. Come on, let's go. Come on, Murmur. Come on. Hey, where's that bucket? Give me that bucket. No, Rusty. Nah, you can't have that. Murmur's been peeing for like 5 minutes straight. Hey, get out of there. Get out of there. Come on. Come on. Come on. Go over there. Come on, Murmur. Let's go, dude. We gotta get Rusty out of here first. Murmur, come on. Come on, buddy. Get. Oh man, this is gonna be a problem. Get out of here. Get out of here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get. Yeah, come on. Come on. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on. Open that gate. Come on now. And that female will beat you up. Okay. All right, come on, guys. Come on, baby bull. This one's a little aggressive. Come on, little baby, get some. There you go. Oh, we got some nice white birds out there. We have a bunch of wild turkey that come through here like almost every day. Well, that's our feeding routine. Our water system is working good. We are looking into, I gotta find a local place where I get some goldfish, but we drank a lot of water out of here today. I gotta go check that back one in the back pasture. And I'm actually gonna go put a valve on that one because that one blows really hard. And I need to crank it down a little bit so these ones fill up. But those guys there are a menace. They kind of run everybody. They eat good together there, but they run everybody off this trough over here. This one doesn't care. Hey, it's okay. Go ahead, eat your food, man. Eat your food. She don't care. She lets me pet her. She likes all the pets. These guys are a little skittish. Let's see if I can touch that bull. You're all right. You're all right. Nobody's hurting you. Just putting some. You're okay, buddy. Nobody's bothering you. Go ahead and eat. Come on. You got everybody pushed down in the corner. Wow. That one's getting big. This one's tiny. Get you over there and get some on the other side. Dinner looks like he's getting good and fat. The baby bull. Hey, little guys. These guys are so cute. Look at them. Now, someone said we ain't feeding these guys enough. So, the dude we get them from, he's got cattle, like, tons of them. He don't feed them crap, man. He feeds them maybe every once in a while. He'll throw some sweet corn or whatever he said he feeds them. But he lets them just graze, you know? These guys are so cute. So, we'll be breeding the browns. And probably breeding that female there. That's dinner. This guy here, good boy. You're all right. You're all right. Get you some food. I ain't trying to bother you. One of these little girls, one of them came up and licked me the other day, so they're getting used to us. It's gonna be like a big happy family out here. I got a buddy of mine supposed to go pick up some sheep and a goat. Hey, 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 slow down, dinner. Don't choke before we send you to slaughter now. Alright, we gotta get back to work here. Look at Murmur. Look at that beast. Murmur! You get enough food, buddy? Probably not. You stay hungry. We think that cow there might be pregnant. We hope so. We'll find out here soon enough. But yeah, that's our routine. We separate them because they'll just run everybody off the trough here. And when everybody slows down, they can come out here and eat. Look at that beautiful sunset going on over there, man. It's so nice out here. And we started planning what we're going to do with the property, how we're going to break this. We're going to have to separate them. Once that bull gets a little bigger, we're going to have to separate them from the females. So we're going to make a paddock over here. I'm probably going to pull that fence down and reuse those posts if I can. Maybe clear out some of the underbrush so they can go over there and get in some shade. But basically we're going to gain that space back, because it just doesn't make any sense. Because if you go on this side, the horse and the bull got paths all up through there, and that's all wooded all the way down to the front. We want to keep a lot of the woods. Like, I'm not gonna thin it out too much where I can see the neighbors, and we're actually going to be planting trees over there because my wife hates looking at that semi truck over there. But yeah, that's our routine. And we're going to go get a big bale of hay. And the ag people said that if we throw down hay, like just put they'll eat down through it or to it or whatever they said. They gave us a lot of good ideas and emailed us some suggestions to get rid of this brown stuff. So they said it could take 2 years to 3 years to get that stuff gone and fresh grass growing again. But that's what we got to do. We split these things up a little bit. We'll be able to maneuver them around, you know, keep them off areas for a while. And then, yeah, we're going to have a horse run. There you go. Get you some fresh water. Good girl. I mean, she does look kind of pregnant. She's kind of round in the belly compared to these other ones. I don't know. But she's aggressive, man. She knows she got them horns. And she knows that, you know, she can use them. She tries to bully these other guys. Hey, don't get out of there, Murmur. He keeps licking Poon. Yeah, you know I'm talking about you, dude. Hey, hey, hey. See, that's the problem. He keeps trying to mount her. And he ain't got no nuts or anything, so I don't know why he's trying. But the ag people and the cattle lady that was out here said that we really should be separating him from them because he's too big. He can break their legs or something or really hurt them. But I kind of like him being like with the herd, like at night, because there's predators out here. And you know, I mean, I don't know if he would protect them or not, but he sure is intimidating. All right, so this is probably like a whole month or so of lights, sheet metal that I've been messing with, and I set up a temporary table out here, but we're going to break all this down, and hopefully by the next hour all this will be gone, and we'll go mill around and find some other scraps and whatnot, and hopefully that'll be the end of the table by the pond, which was actually quite nice working out here. Nice and breezy, and just a nice view. I feel like my pond is getting lower. I'm gonna have to stick a I'm gonna have to drive a rod down in here somewhere. Really pay attention, because it almost looks like it was up higher. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that. It's pretty deep. Dakota said years ago he put a little boat, him and the guy that used to live here went out here in a little dinghy or something. Alright guys, we're back at it the next morning. Wound up cutting off yesterday and doing a live stream for the 46,000 subscriber celebration, I guess you could say. We just hit 46,000 here on the channel, so I want to come on a regular video and thank you all for that. I really appreciate it. And hopefully within the next year we'll be hitting 50,000 and on up from there. One day we might get that silver play button. I did like the guy that suggested I for my own silver play button. I might do it out of copper at 50,000. So anyway, what we're going to do is finish loading up the trailer with the prepared steel. We got all of our sheet in there. Pretty much all that we're going to do. I'm still on the fence whether I want to keep that. I know once I get rid of it, I'm going to be like, dag, I should have kept that thing. Anyway. We got some rotors, I think. Yeah, there's more prepared steel down in there, I think. We gotta get this cleaned up. We did clean a huge spot up. That place looks a lot nicer there. I am gonna come back through here, and I mean, it won't be the first time I've ever vacuumed the grass, but I'll probably, whatever I can't just pick up, come out here and vacuum. This will no longer be a little scrap area. We'll let the grass come back. I hate the fact that this dirt has starting to come out where I've been running my truck and over here, because this is like sand and it's like really hard to get the grass to grow in this. So I might actually have to bring just a little layer of like topsoil, spread it out, you know, help help the grass come back. I mean, it should come back. We're coming into our winter season though, so might not be this year, might be next summer, but we'll at least give it a chance, you know. And we still got a lot of scrapping to do. I pulled all that stuff out. That stuff needs to be processed. We have all these lights I want to check. If they don't work, we'll just get rid of them. I actually want to replace those lights because they're short with some of these longer lights, and run like maybe 3 rows of them up here if they work. I don't know, but those are watertight cases, so those LEDs will last a lot longer than these, which are just like exposed to the weather. Anyway, we got a bunch of prepared steel. We got Dakota over here.
What's going on, guys?
Getting all these things I accidentally shoved off the table. And yeah, we'll have ourselves a little load of steel. It ain't gonna be that much. I thought I had more. It just was a lot of fluff with all that sheet. I do have more out back and whatnot, but and I still have piles that I dumped over there. Like, we're just gonna have to start going through like each pile, but I'm gonna wait until, I'm hoping next week I'll have that machine over here and we can rip this up and pour concrete. and then I can rearrange and evaluate everything that's out here, because this is just chaotic and I can't get to a lot of things. And I've boxed my trailer in over there, so I want to pull that out because there's stuff on there that's getting ruined. I mean, I think it's been months it's been sitting like that. So yeah, we got a lot of work to do, a lot of scrap to go through. But you know, we can only do so much in a day. There's only so many hours in a day that's workable, and you know, I'm not a machine, as much as I'd like to think so. I'm not in my 20s anymore, so working like, oh my god, when I was in my 20s, dude, I'd work until 1, 2 in the morning, get up at 6, go to work. You know, I was a hustler. I still am, but I'm slowing down a little bit. Got to take it easy on the old body. Okay, here's where we're at. We got a nice little pile prepared back here, and pretty much the whole front of the trailer, probably 2/3, is all sheet. Probably enough weight over there so we don't get the trailer wobbles, you know. We do have prepared steel up to about here, but this trailer is longer up front than it is in the back. And I've already pulled it a couple times with the heavy steel back here, so I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem. We will take it easy going down the road. I am going to load more stuff in this. So this is what we're going to do. I was going to take this in the Palm Beach today, but I want to get my table clear, you know? That's like, it's almost like finding a unicorn, clearing Project Shop's table. I have a bunch more prepared steel up there. There's a bunch more steel and big heavy cabinets and stuff I want to get to and clear out and get out of the way. So this is what I decided. One, we're going to clean my tools and sort them. I have an absolute mess of tools. It's gotten completely out of control. I want to sort both these carts, so I'm, you know, one with hand tools, one with power tools, because it's just a nightmare right now. And I got stuff sorted and stuff shouldn't be here. My tools are on the ground. It's just a chaotic mess. And if I'm going to be doing some micro scrapping, to be efficient, you got to know where your tools are and you got to be able to get to them quick. So I want to be able to knock things around pretty quick. Also, I'm going to take my vise, and I think I'm going to cut this bar off, probably to about here, or maybe here, and mount the vise over here. Now, it's not really ideal to have the vise in the middle of the table. I always liked it like to one side, but the problem is I'm tired of taking it down every time I run these hydraulics. So what I'd like to do is, one, I'm going to try and mount it underneath and see if I can't get it on there good enough. There's a basically a 4x4 thing here. Oh, and this is that table I was talking about in that live stream with the drain. Steel plate is actually sitting on a 3x7, what do you call it, a 3x7 workbench. And you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and put this plate on that table there and be done with it. And get this set up where it needs to be. I will be losing a foot and 3 feet of workspace, but look at my workspace, man. It's just cluttered up with crap anyway. So I might as well go ahead and just utilize this plate for now. Eventually, I might one day come across another one, but I need to get this machine set up over there in its final location to where I could actually start implementing the other stages and repurpose my transformer press, which I barely use now, into a puller press. So what I'm going to do is basically make it so that it'll receive these jigs right here. And these are temporary ones I just made. I will be making ones out of thicker steel because this one already bent up a little bit. And I will be making ones that, you know, better drop into here. And I'm going to do the same thing on there. The same plate that's going to drop into here will also drop into that one, you know. So it'll be, you know, it'll go to both machines. If I for whatever reason need it on this machine, which I don't think I'm ever going to need it over here again, this is going to be dedicated for cracking. I mean, it'll do it all. If I need to crack, I need to split, I need to pull, this machine will actually do all of them. But I want to be able to have my setup, and for me to do that, I need to build one more press, which is going to be the splitter, which is actually going to be a 2-part press. It's actually going to be a bigger press with a smaller press to it, because I am going to utilize the small blade that I have, because it'll do most of these small motors. But then when I get them big boy motors in here, I'm going to need a big boy blade. We're going to have a press to do that. Wait till you see what I got in mind. We're going to have the baddest electric motor set up around. You know what I'm saying? I mean, other than like a hammer mill, but, you know, unless you have a giant auto hammer mill shredder, you're not really going to be cracking those big 600, 900 pound, 1,000 pound motors. You know, I want to be able to do those with ease. Anyway, enough rambling. What I'm going to do is bring my tool carts over here. We're going to swiftly sort my tools, get my head space with my tools in a little better place, and then we're going to work on that copper back there, get that situated, and then we're going to mount the vise and get that sorted, and then we could do some micro scrapping. And I think vise being mounted back, because the problem with having it mounted right here where I normally mount it, I work here to do this, and it's just in my way because I like to have the vise stick off the table. And what I might do, I might actually mount it to the bottom down there. So we'll have to see how that all works out. My wonderful mug my wife keeps giving me. If I only had a brain. Anyway, let me get this sorted, and we'll come back and pull some copper. Okay, here we go. We are looking much better. Now, this car is pretty much empty. So I will peel some of the, probably all the cordless stuff and keep it on here. And then just keep this for like power tools grinding discs, sawzall blades, whatever. I mean, it'll evolve. I did put a little thing here to stop stuff from falling out of these holes because they're open like that. I don't know if I'm going to do another one like that. I might. I don't know. It definitely helped, but I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a work in progress, but I can at least see what I'm missing. For one thing, I'm missing 2 small drives. I'm missing 2 sockets here. I'm missing a socket here, 2 sockets here. I am missing 2 wrenches. Yeah. So hopefully they show up. Now the sockets, man, they could have been lost in the scrap, you know. I don't know where else they would be. I do have a couple bins in my truck I need to sort through. Hopefully some of this stuff turns up. If not, I always chalk it up to, you know, having guys work with you and you're scrapping. It happens, man. You know how many times I've found at the scrap yard my tools? Sometimes where I've put them down and they wound up or fell into a scrap bucket, but that very rarely happened. Other people, yeah, I found whole DeWalt drills at the scrap yard, you know. And I know they're not doing it on purpose. It just happens when you're trying to move as fast as I like to move and you're pushing people and stuff like that. You know, it happens. But we're gonna have to tighten up because now I feel like I need to replace those, and you know, that kind of sucks. Although I do have some cracked sockets, a 13 millimeter I think, and whatnot, and they're just worn out. They wear out. Now unfortunately I don't know what Harbor Freight's deal is. I'm pretty sure when they want you, if you have this set of sockets and you break one, which this is a 13, yeah, that's cracked, right? They want you to bring back the entire set. So being that it doesn't say lifetime warranty on the whole set, I might just bring back one and whatever sockets I have available. I don't know if they'll take them out of the package. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll find out. Anyway, I am going to take a break and get some lunch. I feel better about this. I feel like I can get to my stuff, and I will sort this out a little better. All of this stuff here and those wrenches go in my toolbox inside. They were just, all this stuff was just cluttering up. I am super stoked about, I found my missing set. So I have my full set here. That's going back in there. Found some gloves. And this is all just stuff that goes in my other toolbox. These are my good set of screwdrivers that I like to keep clean and in my mechanics toolbox, not my scrapping box. This is actually gasket material. That's cool that I have some of that. I didn't even know I had that. And then all this stuff, I have another toolbox with random stuff that all needs to go over there. So anyway, yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this. This will actually get kind of sorted out a little bit better. Yeah, I couldn't function before. Now I can actually put some scrap in the bucket. We can tear some stuff down. So after lunch, that's what we'll be doing. Okay, while I was taking lunch, put this up there. See what we got here. While I was taking lunch, we had some deliveries come in. So I'm real excited about this one. Bam, 10-foot super high pressure hose, 10,150 psi. Dag, man. we moving up in the world. So we got 10,000 PSI hose. It came with a thing and some Teflon tape. This, actually I went and picked up the other day from my buddy, and I ordered some other things. Fuel filter, or no, I'm sorry, yeah, fuel filter, oil filter, the bushings, and this. So I actually did a video on this years ago on my other truck, but we will be doing another video on this on my 99, my 2000 F350. I already changed this part. This is the shift. This is what puts your truck into gear. Right now, one of these ears broke off, right? It's a dumb design. And I've already replaced, did I do it twice on my other truck or once? Anyway, yeah, this needs to be replaced. So while I'm in there, I've had a couple comments of people saying, hey, why is your steering wheel sideways? Well, years ago, I had driven to Miami, came back home, dropped my trailer off. I went to go pick up a check right down the road from my house. All of a sudden, my steering felt floaty, like I was driving a boat. So I turned off, and get this, I turned into a church parking lot. And the shaft on my steering box that holds the pitman arm fell off and hit the ground as soon as I got out of the truck. I could have killed myself or killed someone or wrecked pretty bad if that would have came off while I was driving down the road. That's why my steering wheel is crooked. When I put that all back together, the steering line, you know, the shaft going down only goes one way, and that's kind of where it wound up. I think what I have to do is actually pull the steering wheel off and rotate it at the steering wheel, but that thing moves all over the place and it's crazy. So it's going to be pretty interesting getting into that and figuring that out. Now let's see what we got here. Wow, California Proposition 65. With this product can expose you to chemicals known to the state of California to cause cancer and birth defects. Really? It's a stainless steel 90-degree. So I guess stainless steel is now causing birth defects? That's interesting. So this, I bought these, let me show you, to go on here. So I can 90-degree this. Whoop, oh, there we go. I can 90-degree this out, and these will be facing this way. Now, I don't know about here. I'll probably have to come off this way after. This is a holder. I can put 100 tons on something and just hold it, and you know, just let it sit and marinate a little while. That's leaking. That's interesting. I should have ordered new seals for these. But yeah, so now I can 90-degree that, get these out of the way. I am going to have to order some more 90 degrees for these to tighten these up so they're out of the way, and probably put them on like an angle like that so they're facing up. And this line's going to be replaced with this one. Well, actually, since this is a little more than 10,000, I will swap the 10,000 to the lower side, and then this thing will be, I mean, somewhat safe. It's a 100-ton cylinder and a 55-ton frame. But anyway, see what else we got. Couplers. Aha! Another set of couplers. So we got some extras because I want to, I guess I'm going to need more if I wanted to do what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do is put these couplers here and here and there and there. Where are they with them other ones? Oh, they're right there. I do have two there. But that, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that here in a minute. So I have some couplers so we can at least get that started, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to replace the seals in those. And I have a spare one here. I mean, these things aren't cheap. That I can kind of use. What I'm going to do is plug this because I think it's leaking on the inside. So that just makes me think this is for a pressure gauge. So I'm going to look into ordering a 10,000 PSI pressure gauge I can put here, and I can tell by the pressure. So it's real easy. 100 tons, if we're pushing 10,000 PSI, we're at 100 tons. If we're pushing 5,000 PSI, we're at 50 tons. So if we keep it at 5,000, we will not bend our frame. All right, let's see what else we got here. This, I believe, is going to be spool valve. Some guy in the live stream commented he didn't know what a spool valve was. I keep forgetting. I put my camera gantry that I had in my old shop, so now I can put the camera pretty much wherever I want. What I have to do is, because this thing bounces a lot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to put like a self tapper at the top of that so that it can swivel when I swivel. It's got to be centered. And then I'm going to just put a hook with a cable and tighten that up so it keeps upward pressure, and it'll stop all that crazy bouncing, because I know that probably annoys you guys. So this is going to go with my other yeah. It's too bad this didn't come with any type of instructions. So you got P, T, and N. Not sure what all that is. Sweet. So this is going to get mounted somewhere. P40OT2401. Not sure what all that means. Oh, this is just to get me started. I might have to upgrade eventually. But here's the deal. Yeah, I got to figure out these ports. Well, basically, I think we're going to have pressure, return, and then it's either going to go through here. Oh, set pressure and tank, and then your two leads right here. That makes more sense. Okay, and then we have this N. I'm not sure what that is. So basically, we're going to have pressure coming in here out of the pump, and then these will go to the cylinder, double acting cylinder. So I can just sit here and go bam, and then bam. Now, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I got to sit there and do it by hand for now. So I'm just thinking out loud here. This is going to get me going. I'll tell you what this is for. I have a pump, I have a motor, a pump, and a reservoir already set up. It just doesn't have any valving. So this is the valve for it. Now I just need hoses, okay? A pressure feed, a return back to tank. I think I need an oil cooler. I might have one. I just might have to get one, you know, depending on how this is going to go, how much I'm going to use it. If I'm using it a lot, we're definitely going to want an oil cooler, which you would put on the return side where there's no real pressure. It's just going back to tank, okay? What I'm going to use this for is the guillotine, okay? I'm going to make a small press for that blade, but actually I'm going to make it to where it'll run that blade no problem. But I'm going to have a bigger blade in mind for these, and it's going to be quick change out like that. I'll be able to swap them in and out, okay? So it'll stay on that plate. I can either put it here, or I can just swap that plate into another jig real quick, okay? And I really, man, I'm really not wanting to give up my 4x10 table, but I'm just gonna have to. I'm just gonna have to downsize to a 3x7 for a little bit, and get this over there so I can get going and get this thing dialed into where it needs to be, and get the Copper King its proper crown. You know, like it'll do anything that has copper, well, pretty much anything that has copper in it. So here's the deal. I am going to make a press that's going to accommodate a big shear and a smaller shear, because there's no need to be running a big shear on these small motors, and it might not even work that good. Like the blade is going to be a thick, big blade. I don't know. Either way, I want a small dedicated one, and I want a big, giant dedicated one. One that's as big as one of those discs that I have. That's what I'm going to use to make the blade. It's going to be a monster. And I actually have a cool idea of how I'm going to do it. But yeah, it's going to basically be able to split a 24-inch wide stator, which, let's just show you. This is your average electric motor, and that is about 6 inches, right? And this blade, and the whole thing I'm having a problem with, this blade will easily accommodate all of these. It has enough width, right? Enough width and enough depth to split all these small ones. I think this will split every AC compressor motor. I haven't seen one yet that this wouldn't split in one go. My problem with this is, this has a like a 9-inch penetration, but I only have 7 inches of stroke, I think, available. So what we need to do, and it's 9 inches wide, yeah. So this will do a 9-inch motor, up to 9 inches, which is a pretty decent sized motor. And that's because you're if you're measuring 9 inches out here, you're always like an inch in. So really, you know, 9 or 10, whatever. But the thing is, on those bigger boys that I get, the big generator things where I'm plunging and I'm rotating and plunging, yeah, it works. And in my opinion, it is still better than grinding one side and trying to knock the stuff out or burning it. But I'm not looking to do that. I'm looking for one pass, you know. And I don't want to wear, if I'm doing a lot of these little ones, I don't want to wear out my big blade. And I don't want to be using the little blade to, you know, peck on those big ones. So, and then like the little transformers and whatnot, they can all be done with a small blade like this. And I am going to make another one. I made one years ago for a Romatic. I copied all the geometry on this. It's actually very, very interesting, because the way this is made, this middle rib, okay, actually stays pretty thick down to the very end almost. You know, it's actually thicker here, right here in the middle, than it is like here. You know, it actually, it's kind of, you know, and that makes sense. You know, you want that to be strong power pushing, penetrating through that stuff, because sometimes you dead end into the bottom of this, you know, and you start doing stuff like that right there. You start pushing on it. That's kind of how I broke that. And you got chips. So if you're doing lots and lots of these, you can expect damage to your blade, which is why I want to make my own, where I can just weld like a hard face, you know, to it, and you know, grind it back or put it on the milling machine and get a nice straight cut. Anyway, we're going to have basically 2 valves. So if I'm doing whatever I'm doing, I can be running them motors, and if I got a big boy, I wheel right to the bigger blade. You know, we need to be able to split those big things in one pass, you know, less than 30 seconds, you know, fast. We need powerful, fast hydraulics. Now we're going to start out with what I got, and I'm going to bring that pump out here in the next couple days and start tinkering with it and try to get it running. It's a 3-phase pump. I got to see if my phase converter will run it. If not, I'm gonna have to change the motor out, which I do believe I have a 5-horse motor for it. Okay, that's enough of that stuff. What I was gonna do after lunch is I wanted to mount my vise, because I do have to do some things with that. I want to mount it right here, and then I want to get the jaw working, because I'm going to be doing some micro scrapping here in a little bit, and I want that running, because if I can get that running, then I don't have to move this again. That's ready to rock and roll. I do have to pull that line off, put some Teflon tape, which I just got from there. I'm not going to mess with this today. I am going to actually order some more lines, some more of these, and change that out when I can do both sides at once and make it nice. And what I'll do is I'll run this thing all the way up to its highest capacity, and being that this line is a little shorter, we will put it down here, and that line's a higher capacity and longer. I got a 10-foot line. We'll run that, and I might just go ahead, I don't know, I forget what this was. This wasn't cheap, man. This was like 50 bucks or something. I might just order another line, have 2 brand new lines here, and then I can pull that line and put it where I want. I don't know. We got options, man. We got all kinds of things going on, man. Super stoked about the pump Bill gave me. And I'm running that pump on here now. I was going to go to Palm Beach today and bring that cylinder to my buddy, but I'm going to have to go like Wednesday, or I'll bring it with me tomorrow if I have time. I'll drop it off there. But we need to get that thing situated, and we're just going to keep plugging along. Oh, I need to find, that thing needs to get off the table. It can't be there. So I need to find out if I can get an electric valve system like that for it. Or we're just going to have to go to something like this, but electric on a pump. If I can get that other pump running, matter of fact, if I can get that other pump running, I'm pretty sure I can run that pump to power both those cylinders and this. I'm just going to need to have a splitter and have a spool valve here and a spool valve on the splitter, wherever that's going to go, you know. I envision like wherever I'm cracking it, I got to be able to be operating this non-stop and have it to where I can have someone else operating the other machine, no problem. So I was almost thinking about putting it like right here next to this machine, so I can almost wheel them out into it, or have it like over here where I can just roll the pieces over there and start piling them up and then go around the other side of the table. I don't know. We'll have to see. We really have to see. And what I need to do is, I've been looking at hydraulic cylinders. They're not cheap. Okay. I'm just going to bite the bullet and buy some new ones instead of trying to, I keep trying to find used ones online. I'm finding little ones. I'm finding big ones. It's just, I need a specific stroke on the cylinder for this. Since I'm going to do a bigger blade, I want minimum 24-inch stroke. And then on the other one, I'm probably going to buy 2 cylinders, and I'll show you why. Because I don't want, you know, if I have the press with like a 3-foot thing, you know, I'm going to need 3 foot of stroke, and then on top of that, the cylinder's 3 foot. Then I'll be 6 feet up in the air on top of the table. I don't want that. I want it compact. I don't want anything like higher than whatever this will go. So if I run 2 cylinders on the sides, it's going to be a little bit more fabricating, a little bit more work, but it'll keep it compact, and I can have plenty of power. We'll be pushing down hard, even from both sides. And yeah, it'll just be a pretty awesome system. So I'm going to go ahead and get that set up, get the vise set up, and then see where we're at. Okay, so unfortunately, these fittings have put an end to my hydraulic party. I was going to try and pull these off of that jaw that I broke and screw these right onto that, which this end would screw right into there. The problem is these fittings. I don't think, no, that's a whole different size. See that? And it's a different style. These are tapered. You know, that's like a tape. This is what I need, and this is what I have on this end right here. Right, but I have it reduced down to that. But where it went into the actual jaw, it had that style, which is not tapered and has a seal right here. So I either need to get an adapter to go from this to a larger tapered, or I'm just going to have them whack this off and give me two similar ends like that right there. So I'm going to take these into town with me tomorrow. When I take that into town, I am going to use that a little bit tonight, pulling whatever copper I have here and anything else that I find over in that file that I can dig out tonight. But for this video, that's going to be it. This kind of put a damper on my hydraulic party. And I was going to mount this down here, which would be nice to have the vise a little bit lower. The problem is, one, I would lose my ability to turn this all the way around. And two, it would impede kind of here, because I have to have enough of this like on, and the more it sticks out, the more leverage it is. I still have to think about this. I'm just going to leave it right here for now. It is probably 2 feet that way compared to where it was. So now I can actually work around it, and I can work here, I can work there. Now it does seem like there's a whole dead space back there where the table's not being used because of the hydraulics now, and you know, we don't have a full workable table. So we got to figure something out. And I think that's going to just be removing this and putting it on there. But that's a huge project that I'm going to have to wait until the concrete is done. So the concrete needs to be done, and then I can actually bring that table out here so I can kind of get all the way around it with the forklift, because it's going to take the forklift to build this next setup, and I need the height. I can't have this under there. Hopefully, being that that's going to be my main table, I need it out here to work it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna work on getting that over here. I'm gonna have to lose a little bit of workspace and go back to the 3x7 table for breakdowns. And y'all that watch my channel a long time, y'all seen that table, you know, years ago. That was there, and I'm still kicking myself in the butt. I had 3 of these plates, and they were kind of, you know, you trust someone and then they show the true colors, unfortunately. But we'll get over it, we'll get past it, and we'll be better on the back side. So that's going to be it for today's video. Unfortunately, we didn't get much scrapping done, if any at all. We fixed my trailer, loaded it, we cleaned up a little bit. Now I'm organized where I feel comfortable about tearing into a bunch of scraps. We got a lot of work, man. But we're here for it, and I hope you guys are too. So we'll see you on the next one. We'll be pulling copper here in the next video. I'll tell you where we're going. right to the scrap yard.
Watch it. Look, it's dancing. You ever seen your copper dance before?